Hi friends, welcome back to the Southern Homestead. We are actually a few towns over and we're meeting with our bee guide. We're picking up 3 new hives to bring back to the homestead today. So we made it back home with our bees. We have 3 nooks here. There's about 10,000 bees in each nook. And Michael is preparing the hives still. We did a little bit before we left, but now he's finishing up and we're gonna put them in place tonight.
That's 9. When we put the bees in 2 days, there'll be 5 frames in that one nook. And so we'll make it even with the 5 frames and even 10 frames in this lower chamber here. I'm just setting it up so they can sit on top of it for 2 days and get used to their surroundings. That's your fiberglass bottom. That's your deep box, your deep hive there. So the brood, the babies will go in there. We'll put a smaller box here. That's for their honey. This box is for the bees. That's their honey. You never rob their honey. You leave that in there for them. Then you put a queen excluder. The queen's body's bigger than all the rest. You put that right there. She cannot go up through here into the boxes. Everything above this is for us. That's our honey. This is the hive we just lost. It made it through the winter, but they took off. You know, sometimes we get other hives that come in. I have a pheromone I'll put in the box, and we may catch a neighbor's bees. Yeah. Still in pretty good shape. We're gonna leave this for the newbies. They'll clean it up. They do a lot better job than we do cleaning up everything. If you have any old wax moths or anything, you get it out of there. I try to avoid cleaning up a lot around the hive. I usually do it at the barn because, like I said, bees will raid each other. If they smell honey or wax or something, they could attack their neighbor. So this is all good stuff. We'll use this. Yep, it's all good. Everything's ready to go. We're about to put the new hives on top of where they plan to reside. We'll give them 2 days or so, 3 days. We're going to put some sugar water out in the area just for them, and things are popping, and there's a lot of pollinating and stuff like that going on. So we got to have a good batch this year. They're not happy. They're very irritable.
I think I'll just hang out over here. I'm not suited up. One more to go.
Making our way how God intended. Life on the homestead recommended. When the going gets tough, and you done pretending. Life on the homestead recommended. There are no more 9 to 5 when you're living between the pines. No more struggling to get by when you're living in God's light.
Well, we're back at the hives. It's been a couple of days. We're gonna go ahead and take the frames out of these nooks. These are brand new hives, and stick them down in the main lower boxes there. We've been feeding them sugar water to kind of give them a little jump start. And then there's plenty of things blooming, plenty of pollen. They're gonna start working that. So today I'm gonna take 5 frames out of each nook, stick them down in the lower box, and then let them do their thing.
Among the trees, life on the homestead, oh so free. Roaming the land that we created, life on the homestead, finally made it. We're living the life we dreamed of, full of life and full of love. Whoa, no more 9 to 5 when you're living between the pines. No more struggling to get by when you're living in God's light. Whoa, that's the homestead life.
Well, they're a little bit ornery, not too bad. I smoked 2, and I didn't smoke that first one just to see how they react. Well, they weren't happy, but they have a new home and they'll do fine. There's a lot of them left on the lid and in the nook. They'll eventually, before dark, they'll go in their main hive. I need to go buy some additional sugar and mix up some more sugar water for them. They went through in the last 2 days, they went through 25 pounds of sugar and water. So we're kind of supplementing them now until they get a hold on that hive. They'll be doing fine for the next several months. Everything will start dying out probably July. So they'll have plenty enough to build up their stores. You never take all the honey. You always leave the broods in the bottom large chamber. You leave that alone. And then the smaller body above them, you leave that for them. Never rob all the honey. And then anything above that, I put a queen excluder on each one. You don't want the queen to get up and lay eggs in your honey. I think we mentioned that last time. So the excluder will not allow her through. Her body's bigger. The queen is the biggest. She can't fit through there. All the other bees can. So they'll go, and I'll start adding boxes as they fill these up. And anything above the second box is for me. And we'll eat all that. So we got 20 gallons last year. Hopefully we'll do 30 gallons this year. That's what we're shooting for, out of 3 hives, which is very doable. These bees here make wildflower honey, so they work anything that's blooming, really. We don't plant a crop specifically for them. We knew a guy down the road that planted nothing but buckwheat, and his honey was gorgeous, almost like coffee-like. And they continually work that buckwheat. But here they work wildflowers, anything growing on the side of the road, on the property. Then we have a creek down there. They'll go fetch their own water. We do have a kid's swimming pool over here. We fill up with water and allow the animals to drink out of it, and also the bees will work that. We put some small pieces of wood in the swimming pool so the bees won't drown, and they land on there. We have a garden. We have an orchard here. They work all that, everything blooming, anything. And this honey is usually really an amber color, gorgeous honey, one of my favorite. And anywhere I go, I buy honey, y'all, just to try it out. I like to see. We went to the Grand Canyon one year and I bought some Grand Canyon honey. The bees were working those giant cactuses, saguaros, and that honey was pretty. It was light, very light, like motor oil, but it was good as well. So we like to buy honey if we travel. I like to test everybody else's. But it's important to eat honey that's from your own property or close to it. It helps you with allergies and things like that. So always use your local honey, but it's nice to test everybody else's. Now, I got stung the other day, a couple stings on the hand. A few stings here and there are actually good for you. It fights arthritis, believe it or not. I do have arthritis. And now it's 10 or 20 or 50 stings, that's no good. But 1 or 2 stings every now and then, that's actually pretty good. There's an abbey over in Covington, Louisiana, and they do some controlled stings. And you go in there if you have any issues, and they can do 1 or 2 stings on some of your joints, and it's just helpful. Thanks for joining us on the homestead. We'll keep you updated as the bees get acclimated to their new home. See you next time.